welcome to my YouTube channel Ayurveda Basking. So today video is very special because first of all it belongs to your second prof and the subject name is Rasashastra&BK Kalpana. As we all know, in this Rasashastra&BK Kalpana there are so many components in our preparation in our syllabus, and one of the important things that is given is the yoga part. And there are so many yoga and simply we can't remember those all things at one point. So they divided it basically in paper 2 and paper 1, and in out of this paper 2 is major of yoga and paper in the concept and how to prepare the specific preparation like sneha kalpana or the other rasha basic is there. And in our practical exam also we have this yoga portion. In that two yoga is there. One is a major yoga that you have to prepare and write for your written practical exam, and one is a minor yoga again that you have to perform and write. And the second important things is that one yoga is there for your viva portion. You have to recite the shloka and the ingredient and content all. So one student comment on my YouTube channel like what is the pattern to write this yoga in our exam. Okay, both, and in this video I am going to cover like how you can write this pattern in practical as well as in a theory paper. Okay, and this PDF is basically for the practical exam, but what are the another like essential point you can add for a theory paper, I will tell that also. Okay, so first of all, if a yoga is come in the first paper, they don't directly ask a yoga. They will ask like this kind of question: define the avleha kalpana, and you can you can give an example and explain them. Then in that question you can write the vasha avleha and write the vasha avleha regarding things. Then if they ask about sneha kalpana and give one example, then you can write whole sneha kalpana, their major shloka, their rules, because 7 or 6 rules are there, how to made all those things. And after that, for example, you can write your sneha kalpana example. You can write triphala grita or you can write shira bala taila. Okay, so this is the thing that is going to happen with you in your exam. And for this, in this video I am giving you 1 or 2 or 3 example through which you can get one idea like how you can write in your exam to get a maximum mark. And second important thing is that if you need more like this kind of video, or you need more kind of PDF that I have prepared for my exam, my university, I will upload that thing also if you comment. Okay, so first example I am taking here is Ananda Bhairava Rasa. So again it is one of the Rasashastra example, and for practical you can start with name of the kalpana. It is one of the Khalviya kalpana. That Khalviya kalpana, comment what is the meaning of the Khalviya kalpana, and name of the preparation is Ananda Bhairava Rasa. These are the 2 lines that you have to write for your practical exam, and along with the aim, because we are preparing one thing, so our aim is that we have to prepare the Ananda Bhairava Rasa. Then if you write in your theory paper, this point you can write in theory paper. This is the name of the kalpana. It is one of the Khalviya kalpana. Name of the preparation is Ananda Bhairava Rasa. Then requirement is you need a mortar pestle, so pounding and all. You need a weighing machine to weigh the ingredient, and the steel bowl. Then this drug table is very important for practical as well as theory paper. And in the drug table, if you write this point, like in this drug table you can see I have written all the important point. If you write those point, it will increase your mark. Okay, for example, our first ingredient is hingula, then you can add, if it is a botanical drug, then you can write a botanical name or part used, or we are using root part, shoot part, like that. The form, if we are shooting powder form, you are using the kalkar kashaya form. Then the quantity, then Shodhita Vatsanaba. So again it is a herbal drug, so we can write botanical name Aconitum ferex. Root basically we are using, and the form used is powder. Then quantity is 5 grams. So like that you have to make a neat and clean drug table. And if you don't remember the shloka, then this is a very important. And if you remember shloka, then also if you write like that, then you get the maximum mark. Then the important things is for the method of preparation for MOP. The important and the like a good thing is that you can divide this into 3 steps: pre-procedure, procedure, post-procedure. And if you see, the pre-procedure of every yoga is generally like equal, same, because we have to take the ingredient from the authentic source, then we have to wash it, dry it under shade, and then we have to make the powder form. And if we are using any kashaya in our main procedure, then you have to take kashaya. And if you are using any any toxic material in Rasashastra, for example, you are taking hingula, you are taking vasna, but then you have to do the shodhana before using in our main practical. So all these things will be coming in the pre-procedure. Then in the main procedure, if you are using making a vati, then you have to take all the powder form and mix it, and if it is a bhavana related, then you can add your bhavana dravya and grind it till the shuddha bhavita lakshana. So like that you can divide your procedure into pre-procedure, procedure and post-procedure, and this is one of the important and a nice paper presentation when you write in your exam. Okay, then next is like this portion, precautions. Precaution is not that much important for the theory paper, but it is important in your practical paper. You have to write precaution and observation. Then organoleptic is not that much important for the theory paper, but important for the practical one, and this result is also for the practical one. Then these things you can write in your theory paper also. The dose of the particular Anand Bhairava Rasa is 1 gunja according to shloka, and the self life is 1 year. The anupana is madhur adrak savrasagani, and you can write the patya. Then you can write the patya. And for reference, this is the reference that is written. So if you know the shloka of that particular yoga, you can write that reference and explain that, oh, this is the reference. Or for example, I am giving one, you are making any, this is our rasa, we are making a vati, Anand Bhairava Rasa vati, and the size of the vati is 1 gunja. So first you can write what is vati in the principle of the formulation. You can write what is vati. If you know the shloka of vati, you can write those things. Then after that you can write the reference for the yoga, and the reference for yoga is that hingulascha visham vyosham tankanam gandhakam samam jambir rasam samyuktam mardiyat yama matrakam kashishvasati sareshu grinya sannipatikehi apasmare anile mehi api ajirne vanni mandek Gunja matram pradattavyam rasam Anand Bhairava Rasa. So like that you can write your reference, and after that reference your one that particular yoga will be completed for the written paper. And if you are having a practical, then you can write the result of the practical, how much what you have prepared, what are the observation, what are the organoleptic character, what is any change in size, like change is the weight of that particular formulation. So like that you can write for the this kind of formulation. Now I am giving you the second example. And for the next example, here I am taking one of the example of the Sneha Kalpana, because you know Sneha Kalpana is somewhat important topic, and for your first paper as well as for the second paper. And the first paper, you know, Sneha Kalpana, if they ask for 10 marks, they can ask like explain this along with the appropriate example. For that example you can write Shira Balatela, because it is given in your theory paper as well as your practical exam. So let's start this Shira Balatela. So while starting your yoga, the aim is specifically for the practical paper, but the Kalpana name of the preparation you can write in practical as well as your theory paper. Then requirement and drug table are important for both the paper. Let's suppose you remember this shloka very nicely, but you didn't write the drug table in theory as well as practical, you don't get that much mark. Even in our practical exam, they have specifically mentioned that you have to write the drug table of that particular yoga properly. And for theory exam also, if you write the drug table, then it will be easy, because sometimes if you forget any shlok, any specific word or any drug name, if you know the drug table and if we draw it in a systematic way in a chart form, then who is checking our paper? That examiner can understand, or that person or the student know the things and the core thing he know very well, so he will give you marks. Okay, so this is the drug table. And again you can write the method of preparation divided into 3 steps: pre-procedure, procedure and post-procedure. Pre-procedure usually same, but the important thing is that, for example, in Sneha Kalpana we need one kashaya. So in the pre-procedure you have to make that kashaya, and here we are using kalka form of bala, so we have to make that kalka in the pre-procedure. So in pre-procedure you have to make your bala kashaya, you have to prepare your bala kalka, you have to take the shira and tela from the authentic source that should be pure and without contamination. After collecting all these things you can start your main procedure, and after that procedure you can write your observation and precaution. So again this is mainly for the practical exam, but in your theory paper you can also write if you remember this point. Okay, then for reference, this is for basically for theory exam, this is very like kind of good if you remember this, but it is equally if you write in practical exam also, then you get 40 marks out of 40 marks, because you are writing all the things now, you are taking proper reference, you are adding for all the like method of preparation and the ingredient table, result table, so you are writing all heading, so you will get maximum up in practical if you write the shloka also. So the Shira Bala Tela, this is the reference from the API part, that Bala Kashaya Kalkabyam Telam Shiram Pajit, and it's a easy sloka. If you recite it 2 or 3 times and you try to remember it again, you can remember it. And after that, this is the thing I am going to tell you. For example, we have a Shira Bala Tela, we have written all the essential thing. Then this Sneha Kalpana is having so many rules. First of all, the definition of Sneha, like what are the thing we have to take for sneha preparation. Then there are some rule how we can take kashaya, how we can take kalka, and then all that is not that much necessary here if they didn't ask us. But the thing is that sneha paka lakshana, sneha siddhi lakshana, this is important. If a major practical is come from your sneha, then you can write these 3 shloka. This will give a very nice presentation to your paper, and the chances to getting more marks is there for you. So definition sneha paka and sneha siddhi lakshana is important. Similarly, if any ableha come, then ableha siddhi lakshana is there, that is important. So this kind of shloka you can remember. And the last example that I'm giving you is the Khajuradi Manda. So it is not basically any secondary preparation, but it is the like secondary preparation too from the first. For example, Kashayas, and it is one of the Upkalpana. So that Khajuradi Manda is important. It's coming in our nutraceutics also, and it is coming in a Panchavidha Kashaya topic also. So it is an important thing, and we are preparing in our practical also. So again, for the theory exam you can write this kind of introduction, like Khajuradi Manda is a formulation for the Madhya Vikara, and it mentioned in the Sharangdara Samhita, and this reference. And the ratio you can mention, we have to take 1 pala and 4 pala, because this like Panchavidha Kashaya Kalpana, there are many ratios. Even in secondary Kalpana also, Sneha Kalpana ratio is there. So in introduction part you can write that particular ratio, so that the examiner can understand, oh, that student is know this is what. Okay, the name of Kalpana, name of the preparation, aim and requirement, these are the instrument then we should know, and we are using in that particular formulation. And again drug table is very important, ingredient, botanical name, part used, form and proportion. Then again the procedure is divided into 3 parts, and the first part in procedure we have to take all this drug from the authentic source, we have to wash them, clean them and dry it for using. Then we have to take 1:4 ratio, and then we have to make this manda formulation. And after that you can write your observation, inference, precautions, and this result and all is mainly for the practical exam, because you are performing that, to show you should know how much you get as a result at last. And this dose and all you can write your theory paper, this is the dose, this is the time of administration, this is the self light, this is the anupana, this is the patya, and again reference is important. If you can remember, you can remember it for a long time. Okay, so at last let's conclude our video, and here I am writing the point that we have discussed in our video. So first of important things is yoga is a important and a hectic kind of thing. So if you need short note on the yoga or any research update regarding then, or any mode of action, then you can just comment in the video. I will share my own notes, because personally actually I am more like interested in yoga and all, and I like to study about things, a new fact. So when I make my notes for the second prof, I have written the things very widely. And at last time we don't have that much time to cover all the point, so I usually read the things in a free time. So those notes, in that I have written the research update and all also, I will share. If you need that, you just comment me, so I will share those thing on the Telegram. And for your paper, the minimum basic that you should write is that, if we talk about theory, if for example, let's suppose we can take the example of Arogya Vardhani. Okay, so if Arogya Vardhani Vati will come for 10 marks, so you have to start one through a introduction. In every video I am telling you, like, you should start your thing from a introduction, because when you start things through an introduction, then you are making your paper presentation a very good level. So the other one who is checking your paper, who is reading your paper, can get the idea that student know the things very well. So start your things with your introduction. Like Arogya Vardhan is one of the widely used medicine that is used in Ayurveda. It is used for Kushta diseases. It is used for this Javra kind condition, and like that you can write the introduction, 4 or 5 lines, not that much. Then if you have read the reference, you can write like it is taken from the Visarpa Chikitsa or this Charak Samhita or Sushruta Samhita, like that. Then if you like, you can write the shloka reference. Then if you know the shloka, it is a very best thing, because you have remembered the thing. And if you don't know, at least try to learn the ingredient shloka. Why I am saying to learn the ingredient shloka? Because if we learn the ingredient shloka, we can't mix the two things. But if we don't learn the shloka and we are just remembering the like a drug, when we read 40 or 50 yoga, we will mix all those things. So at least try to learn the ingredient shloka, 4 or 3 or 4 line. After that ingredient shloka, if you written the shloka, it's good. If you didn't written, then also good. Then write the ingredient. If you didn't remember the shloka, write ingredient very correctly, neatly and appropriately. Then write the ingredient, their proportions, and if any herbal drug is there, then you can write the herbal botanical name. And if you know special thing about that, you can write, for example, it is a kapha vatahara or it is a vatahara, like that. Okay, after this ingredient table, the important procedure is come for method of preparation, and you can write the pre-procedure, then procedure, then post-procedure. Simply you have to write this. Then comes the indications. Okay, indication is in every shloka. After the ingredient, the things is mentioned. Oh, this particular medicine we can use in the Kushta, Javra, like that. So those indications you have to write. For example, Kushta, Javra and all. After that you can write your therapeutic, or you can write Amayika Prayoga. If you know, Amayika Prayoga is basically the how you can use it a practical way. For example, you are using it for a Javra, then you have to take this one medicine with X Kashaya or with X like Arishta or Asva, and then you have to take at which time. So that things you can write. If you know, this is an essential mark, not that much important. Then you have to write the dose. Okay, here in the shloka is mentioned Raj, Kol, Parmanam, but according to AFI you can write 250 milligram or like that. Then after this dose, you can write the, if you know, the time of administration, if it is mentioned specifically in that particular shloka. After this time of administration, you can write the Anupana, when you are taking this particular drug, which adjuvant you have to follow. And after this Anupana, you can write here Pathya. Okay, so this you should have to follow during the intake of this particular medicine. This will be your Pathya and Pathya. And the last point is that you can write that Avidhi Sevaniya Vikara. Like this is also an extra point. For example, any yoga you are writing, in that mineral drug is there, and for that mineral drug you can write, for example, if you are using the Vatsanava, and in this portion you can write, if you don't do the Shodhana of Vatsanava properly, then the Ashodhita Vatsanava effect can write, like it is a cardiotoxic, so that thing you can mention. again extra point. And the last and important things is that research update, because in syllabus also research update is given, and in every yoga there are some research update point. Try to remember at least one or two, minimum two research update. So up to this, if you write for your 10 marks question, no doubt the examiner can cut your marks. So this is the important point I have mentioned here. And the another thing is that up to this in yoga portion we need for practical only this format is more than enough. Like introduction, it's your will, you can write a note, the name of the practical, name of the preparation, aim, requirement, drug table, procedure, observation, precautions, then their result, and dose and shelf life and anpana. So here we will stop our video. Hope so you like this video, and if you need more information regarding this you can comment it. And again, I've already told, if you need any notes regarding that, you also that comment me like you need that notes of that particular yoga or the yoga. And already I have uploaded one video, that is the trick for the yoga, Rasa yoga. So you can watch the trick. They are the simply basic trick, and I also have used the trick in my examination, and I written the examination very well, because tricks make our study 2x, because we can remember the things which are very big in a short time. So let's wind up our class, and hope so you like it. Okay, thank you guys.